With regards to divorce rate increasing, questions from the United States, Springfield, Virginia. What do you think the causes are behind this, the alarming rate of divorce, etc.? First and foremost, this is a prophecy. The Messenger of Allah informed us. We've done a khutbah on this. How Iblis, he sends out his army and his soldiers, and he allows them, or he encourages them and incites them to make fitna, to stir up fitna. And those who will be closest to Iblis, waliyadu billah, are those who have the greatest fitna. And from the greatest fitna is causing a man to divorce his wife. So first and foremost, this is something that the Prophet ﷺ tells us is going to take place. People will do it. It's going to happen. Let alone what Allah tells us with regards to the story of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, that they learn a sihr. And from the greatest objectives of sihr is to split up a man and his wife. That's first and foremost. So this is something which is supernatural. It's a reality. It's going to take place. As far as what are some tangible reasons or some of the human causes behind divorce, then haste. Haste. Haste by men and haste by women. As soon as we get into a problem or an issue, divorce. As soon as we get into an argument, divorce. A man says, I'll divorce you, I'll divorce you, I'll divorce you. A woman says, divorce me right now, let me go right now, give me the khula right now, I'll take the children, you can pay me such and such from my mother, just let me go right now. We just had an argument. We just had a fight. You accuse me of cheating on you, or looking at another woman, or getting a second wife, or whatever. Let's, subhanAllah. How do we go from 0 to 75, not 60? So rapidly. Just like that. I love you, you're the best. We get into an argument, divorce me, let me go, I don't want to have anything to do with you. So Allah tells us that man has been created in haste. Ajulan. Kan al-insanu, and the man is ajul, he's hasty. He's a hasty creature. Sabr is hard upon him. So that's the first reason, is being hasty. Reason number 2 is people knowing that divorce is an option, unfortunately. Alhamdulillah, we're not Christians. Divorce is permissible in our sharia. There is no guarantee that there's death do us part to death do us part. La. However, when people know that divorce is there, you can divorce, you can get remarried, khula, iddah. The people oftentimes, they take marriage too lightly. They take it too lightly. It's like a crutch that they rely upon. Scaling the wall, knowing that you have on a safety harness. Knowing that you have on a safety harness. Knowing that there's a net beneath you. But knowing the fact that there's no safety harness, there's no safety net beneath you, and if you slip and make a mistake, if you lose concentration, khalas. So oftentimes people, they abuse the system. Another reason, wallahu alam, behind divorce, sometimes people, they just can't get along. And oftentimes they're not made for each other. Or it's not made, walaikum salam, to last forever. Alhamdulillah, we were together for these years. We had these beautiful children. Allah blessed us with many great memories. Khalas, I have my way. Lakum dinukum waliya deen. Hypothetically speaking, you have your way, I have my way. May Allah bless you. I won't abuse you, you won't abuse me. Peace be upon you. That's it. Every relationship is not meant to last forever. Friendship, marriage is not always meant to last forever. It was good while it lasted. Alhamdulillah, I met you, you met me. We had a good time. We were Muslims. We raised a family. For one reason or another, my heart changed, your heart changed, this and that. Jazakallah khairan. Peace. I'll be here whenever you need me, inshallah, for the children. I have respect for you, you have respect for me. I'll visit your father and mother, they visit me. And we keep things respectful. But it's not always meant to last forever. Some things are meant to what? Be what they are, as Allah has decreed them. Alright? So oftentimes people don't realize this. Another reason behind divorce, oftentimes, is selfishness and greed. Selfishness and greed. Sometimes some spouses are extremely selfish. Husband is very selfish. He only thinks about himself. Or a woman is extremely selfish and she only thinks about herself. Or the husband is greedy. The wife is greedy. And the greed and selfishness can mean anything. It could be greed for money. It could be lust. A person could be selfish. I don't want a second wife. You can't get a second wife. If you get a second wife, divorce me. What heck is that? So greed and selfishness. And as you can see, these things are major character flaws of the human being. Human is greedy by nature, selfish by nature, hasty by nature. It's the nature of the human. And that's why the Muslim is supposed to make jihad in cultivating him or herself. Alright? Another reason behind divorce is neglect. Neglect. Okay? Neglecting small problems and allowing those small problems to big problems. As we say in the old statement of wisdom, a stitch in time saves a stitch in nine. A stitch in time saves a stitch in nine. You have a small rip in your sock, a small hole in your sock. If you take care of it, you stitch it up, then bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, you can save 9 stitches later on. You can save the whole entire sock. When you see a small rip in your coat or your jacket, you stitch it up. This is what our grandmothers used to tell us when we were younger. Our non-Muslim grandparents, they used to make this statement. Some school teachers, a stitch in time saves a stitch in 9. So oftentimes there's an argument or there's a problem or the woman is upset or the man is upset and the spouse ignores it and neglects it. And then a year goes by, 2 years go by, and a small tiny argument or misconception or misunderstanding or jealousy or whatever it is, now then what? It's out of control now. And that is a serious gaping wound in your marriage. And oftentimes it's impossible to repair it. So many men, they neglect their wives' feelings, emotions, needs, wants, desires, and vice versa. Many women, they neglect their husbands, their husbands' wants and needs and things like this. Everyone understand this? The last thing that I would say is the tongue. The tongue is one of the greatest reasons behind divorce. Husbands, they abuse their wives, they call their wives names, disrespect their parents, their fathers, talk about how they look, say nasty, evil things to them. And oftentimes it hurts a woman's heart. And sometimes the wound never ever heals. Or if the wound heals, the scar remains. And that leads to the previous point that I mentioned. That it was a bad thing that you said to her when you were angry or upset, and she never ever forgot about it. And then later on it turns into a bigger issue through another argument. Or vice versa. Women, they disrespect their husbands, saying sarcastic things, nasty things, evil things, making jokes unnecessarily, saying things unnecessarily, always making a problem and an issue over every single thing. That is a thing which annoys a husband, and in most cases, a husband is not going to forget. And it's going to be a means of it being a scar on him as well. So these are some reasons behind divorce, and divorce being such at an alarming rate, waliyadhu billah. And there are other reasons as well that we've explained in other classes and lectures. Wallahu a'lam.